Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Just going to take a minute to talk about set gears and why I prefer the Imperial Frost and not Colossus, Solar, Golden Shogun. From results I've seen and had and just what I've read about these sets, I'm just going to say it right off the bat, these sets are good. They do work. They're pretty good sets. Shogun especially, it's got a lot of defense. Sola, they're a little spread out. Defense is a little bit lower than Shogun, but it does have a lot of stats overall. It's alright. Colossus I really like. It's got a lot of defense, got a lot of attack, got a ton of health, and they are good sets. But these sets are really not worth having if you do not have the set bonus. And the set bonus will add a massive amount of power to you. It's like 1.7 billion total or something for the whole tree, and that's just a lot of extra power you don't need. I don't see these sets being really worth that much extra power when Imperial Frost is going to work fine. I don't see it being worth that much. That's just one reason why I don't do it. Without the set bonus, these sets are still okay. They're still in the 3,000 defense range, close to 4,000. The only problem with these sets is the defense they have, which is the stat I'm after. The defense is split between individual and troop defense. And on these new cores, they're hitting you with both defense debuffs, individual and troop defense. And when you're wearing one of these sets, they're going to take double the defense from you. Whereas when I'm wearing an Imperial Frost set, I have all troop defense. And I'm only getting affected by one of their debuffs. I'm pretty sure your stats are not going to go in the negative because we have very little individual defense. Pretty sure they don't go negative. If they do, it doesn't really affect you all that much. From what I've seen, the results are still better. I'm pretty sure they don't go negative. Even if they do, they don't matter. But that's just another reason why I don't use these sets, because you're going to get hit by 2 debuffs instead of just having to worry about 1. Other than the billion power and the double defense debuff you're getting hit by, these are really good sets. They will work if you set them up right and have the research, which is a lot of extra stuff you don't really need. Other than that, you can make these into a really good mix set. You just got to be really careful mixing these sets. You really got to know what you're looking for. If you're playing around with mix sets, well, any mix set, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're really going to get messed up. And these are especially tricky with them being so high on one. Like this one's 450 and this one's 600 and this one's 300 for those two, and the stats really jump around on these, and if you don't really know what you're looking for and don't really know how to mix them up to get the highest possible percentage or the stat you're really after, you can possibly get yourself really messed up, and you got to be super careful if you're going to mix sets in any case. Which, if you got them mixed right, they would work really well. But overall, I don't see these sets being really worth the extra power, the extra gems, and having to worry about the more debuffs they're going to hit you with. Overall, they're just not really worth having, especially when my Imperial Frost works better in most cases. I've seen people bigger than me with a lot more troops, pretty much the same setup, a lot bigger, getting burned because they're wearing one of these sets, set up wrong, or just because the new sets like Nike or Artemis has so much individual and troop defense debuff. It just doesn't work out well in the end. They have a lot of defense if you add it up, but they don't have a lot of defense in each stat. They don't have enough. I'm close to 4,000 in just troop defense. On one of these sets, you're below 3,000 on both individual and troop defense, and when they hit you with a debuff of 2,000 defense debuff along with another 1,000 individual debuff, they're taking away 3,000 defense from you, where they would just take away like 1,200 on me because I have a kunai for one of those hits. So overall, they're just not worth it to me. That's just my opinion, and from results I've seen, that's why I don't use them. I'll probably use them later on down the road when the game evolves more or a different set that comes out, but right now I just don't see them being worth the extra power and all the extra gems I would need and all that other stuff. Now Colossus, Sola, they do give a pretty good amount of attack and health, but as I've said before, the attack and health isn't really what you're looking for. You're looking for defense. Defense is what does the work. The attack and health is just going to get pretty much debuffed, because I think Nike is over 1,000 attack debuff. Artemis is like 1,500 attack debuff, something like that. I don't know, they got a massive amount of it, and it would just take it all away. And then the health would be the same way, because they got a lot of health debuff on Artemis too. So overall, just not worth it to me. It's a lot of extra power and stuff I don't need. Imperial Frost will work fine for this setup particularly. For another setup, these might work great, so depends how you're doing it. That's up to you guys. But for this setup, guys, stay away from that. That's a lot of extra power you don't need. And Artemis updates, I'll keep you updated on that. I haven't got any test hits yet. I will get one and keep you guys updated on that. Also, if you guys need an invite to the room, the trap room, or add me online, and just send me a message and I'll get you guys invited, or one of the admins in the room will invite you. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.